Hopefully my appearance doesn't bother anyone. To 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 explain myself, I am not sure if my partner has had the time to sleep and remember her dreams, or if she, you know, set her alarm earlier when she actually did have to get up, like I did. I used to set my alarm, I used to hit snooze before other people, and I would do this earlier than everybody else. Even if I only had 4 hours or something to sleep and then get up and go to work or whatever, I would set my alarm, a good like half hour or an hour even before I had to get up with snooze. And I would hit snooze, and the intention for this is because it would make me feel more rested. It would make me feel more rested so that I would be able to go to work and feel more rested. But there's just an important process of sleeping that is figuring out what your dream meant, or what the lesson was, or whatever is a part of your dream. And this is something that happens during the stage of waking up. It's just important for a person to lie there for a few minutes and think about what their dream was about, and go, oh, okay, right, this was happening. That's actually extremely important. It's actually life-saving. It is a difference between, there is something trying to show us the safest, best, whatever, or what's dangerous, or what to avoid, or whatever. So that's really important to know. And so I'm not sure if other people are going to be convinced, or how difficult it will be, but I am trying to convince a younger girl that it's real, because I know that it is. I know that it's pretty easy to convince. It should be easy to convince her that it is real, because it is. It's just a matter of time, though. What I'm concerned about are the women that, because I'm older than her, and the women around her age, I know have kind of expected her to go along with whatever in a sort of threatening way, potentially. I know that would be found out there, coming from, for example, my ex-girlfriend, so that they would somehow be able to get rid of her, honestly. But they would try to paint it out as something else, like, just want you to be open-minded, or whatever works, But don't think I'm not going to try. Don't think I'm not going to enjoy getting away with looking like a 20-year-old for another 10 years. That is fully my intention. It is not my intention to attract your children into anything illegal, though. Of course not. That's definitely not my intention. I grew up in Utah, and some people may know me as someone who was illegal. My mom was not a Mormon. She lived there because she was a flight attendant. And the babysitters that I would have that were older than me, she could leave, and my best friends were typically 4 years older than me. And so she could leave the house and go to work or whatever, and we would be safe, right? They would be babysitting us. But we weren't Mormon, so they were able to kind of take advantage of the situation. And they were able to kind of use that to do more of whatever they wanted. So that was kind of what was created my being in Utah. So please don't be thinking that I'm keeping any secrets and that I'm going to want to party like I used to or whatever, or that I won't say no like I should have a long time ago, because of, having the intention of looking my best. I want people to look at me and go, wow, that person, I have to ID you, I have to ID you. There's alcohol is served here. You need to prove that you're over 21, Of course I want that, because it's not going to I'm not going to look like this forever. And so please forgive me. But the girl I'm talking to is younger. Singing to. I'm upset with myself for doing it the way that I did it. I was scared, and I let that control things too much. I should have been more sure. I should have realized that it was her and that there was something trying to let me know that she was trustworthy, and that I needed to do more. I needed to stop doubting and stop being scared because of being hurt before. So my lovers, I have not had many lovers. I haven't had many lovers. I actually saved myself. I was a virgin. I saved myself for a wife. But it didn't happen. I ended up sleeping with somebody that I believe she inspired the movie The Mallory Effect. She was older than me, though. She actually apologized to me for it. She was kind of robbing the cradle. But anyways, I've always wanted to have children. I've always wanted to get married. I woke up to the miracle of dreaming about them, or knowing that I dreamt of them before meeting them. They usually would dream about me, though. It's usually not me dreaming of them. It's usually them dreaming of me, because of me being the honest one, and something on their end letting them know that I was safe. Unfortunately, it wasn't always there for them, because of being dishonest with me or whatever. So when I would have dreams of them, it was when it would like explain kind of in the dream, because of what happened, why they weren't honest, or when they were honest and what happened that took them on a different path. So I really need to wake up to the gift I've been given and how important that is. And I'm upset with myself for making my song with the lyrics, maybe she will realize that she came to me. As if I didn't. No, I definitely I knew. A part of me knew. At the time, I wasn't sure. And, now I'm starting to wonder, is that the part of me that that will always, have doubt or regret for choosing marriage with children? Maybe. I don't know. But it's pretty huge to actually dream about somebody before meeting them. I actually am thinking it's extremely likely we've already met, though. But I was drinking and we just started to kiss out, and we didn't know each other. We just kissed, and I kept asking her for her name, and we were both in a state of, you tell me what to do, too much for it to go anywhere. No, you tell me what to do. No, you tell me what to do. And so I just kept asking her for her name so I wouldn't forget it, and then I forgot it. How horrible. Wow. So, anyways, I'm not going to make this about that. Right now, I am trying to make this, the purpose of this video is to introduce pre-death funerals, and I want to bring something for Hazel Garner. So, let me explain a little bit about the Garner family. The Garner family, my parents got a place out in Utah. They got a place in Bull River Highland. And it was absolutely heaven in my mind, being able to have that carefree childhood where I wasn't aware of, all the evil things in the world. I was very innocent, and there wasn't I didn't know about the news or history and stuff like that. Things were very innocent, and so this community called Bull River was made up of artists and stuff, and they had like art walks and ponds, and there was a river that would circle around everyone's house. So you could start up at the top and go tubing, and then see people at the bottom, and the whole way you're like, occasionally going in somebody's backyard, kind of, because the river would go through there. But it was a very tight community. People really got to know each other really well, because we would have get-togethers like Easter, do like all these Easter, like the Easter gathering, for just all the different things that we did. It made my childhood so much better than everybody else. I feel bad, honestly. I feel like there should be a lot more that's done, and I'm working on this now. I am trying to get letters of recommendation from Congress people from both Democrat and Republican side. It depends on who it is, because my intentions are very Democrat or liberal, but I want the cost of housing to go down. I don't feel the need that tax would need to go up or whatever, because there should be ways that I could cut costs or whatever and get money that way. While I don't want to support the wrong thing like oil or whatever, or what's harming the environment, I would like to do more to clean up things. Like we could, clean up the fishing line and stuff out of the lakes and stuff. I want to, get help with maybe designing a new detention facility or something, or process of dealing with that, so that crime ends, violent crime, in the next generation or two. I definitely believe that's realistic. Through, layers of choices and moving, working, rather than punishment, doing time for crime, and then people, pretending that they're bad or being told that they're bad and stuff like that. Rather than that, going through layers and being educated on countering everything that went wrong in the past, and going back and, changing their image and their identity in a way, reprogramming them. So, anyways, it's kind of, in a way, I'm kind of following the names of the Congress people. Every Congress person, they have a different name, and found in this name, it's a spiritual experience. How the parent seems to be trying to help me in what kind of letter to ask from them, or what they would support or whatever. So I mean, there are so many ambitions I have that I've been synchronized as the most ambitious whatever potentially. And you know, I've had more goals and ambitions than everybody I've come across by far, but I need to get it going. And so that's why I will feel like people on both sides or whatever will have a bunch of requests, and of course I'll support you found there somewhere, you know. So this community where I grew up was the Bull River community in Highlands, Utah. So where the kids grew up here, it was so wonderful. We had nothing but a mountain for our backyard, nothing but a mountain. So we could really experience having building our own forts, getting familiar with the trails, and just everything. It made childhood very beautiful. I also had very beautiful parents that would sing to me at night, and they had a good voice and everything, that made me feel like the luckiest person in the world. And so I made a promise to myself that I wouldn't have kids until I built a home as nice as the one in Highland, so that they would be able to experience a life as good as the one that I had, but a better one, because I know all the things not to do. I'll have problems in a different way that my kids will understand, but the problems my parents had won't be there. If that makes sense. So, anyways, Bull River was a very beautiful community. I'm very inspired to potentially make a new one somewhere else. Get my favorite people together or whatever. Maybe make a new one somewhere. It'd be really fun. But so, anyways, so one of these families was a Garner family, and Bill Garner, while this English band came out with a album called Permission to Leave the Temple, and as a response to my complaint that I was being blocked or something, or I wasn't seen enough, I'm just going to of course say that that is something of the past where it's still found. I can sue it. The person needs to explain it to me what's going on, of course. But but that kind of sparked something that messed me up. Anyways, so there was too many excuses and stuff to use against me. People could come up with, because of having a background or whatever, I guess. But I mean, it's found in their names though, where somebody was doing something that was wrong or whatever. They could look into the language of Adam and wake up to what their name is actually asking of them to do. Wouldn't be, trying to have any conflict or blocking me or whatever. Anyways, so I want to bring pre-death funerals to people, and I know that everybody has proven to have a wish, a secret wish, that is pretending they don't want it, while people demand that they have it because of having so many friends and being smothered with friends and family everywhere, right? So this is something I'm trying to do, but of course it won't be welcome everywhere. But I'm going to try to bring this to Hazel, and so I'm not going to be sharing anything negative about their faith or their church or anything like that. They don't need to know how they messed up, except for where it happened. And that doesn't need to be public. It just, of course, if somebody messes up, they need to know so that it doesn't happen again. I won't make a scene or anything. So, anyways, I need to grow up. I need to serve this child I've been dreaming of. This child that he knew how to pack his things in a dream where he was moving out, so that whenever I come across a beautiful girl that's not his mom, I would be reminded of him packing his things. So he knew, I guess he'll know in the future to, have things that will remind his dad in a different time period that his it's like something that makes him totally cringe, of course. His mom's has the only right bottom because of the white bottom on things that he would choose because of a certain video that she shared, and his request for me to not check out any other woman. So it's a very spiritual thing. It's been even found in music and musicians reminding me that that it's this girl, and what a beautiful experience. So I'm in debt to these people. I want to create a letter Q and bring them a lineup of attractive men, if it's a woman or whatever. I'm very grateful for what they've done for me. Lately I've been seeing this though, and it's so funny because it's actually been absolutely everywhere. That's why he did it in the dream, or did it in real life, because when I came across, this attractive woman or whatever, there was this thing in this object in the background or something that made me go, oh, okay, sorry, I won't check her out because my son was packing it in the dream. So I need to wake up to that. And I hate myself for making that song start, maybe she'll realize, because now I'm just dreaming about my children. I've had, somewhere around 20 intimate dreams of this woman now. So it looks like I finally have found it when I was looking for, loyalty and honesty. I know that on the other side, people dreamt of me, and it wasn't on the other end as much as I wanted it to be. But it would be, and it would be in ways that would wake me up to the reasons and what was actually going on, or what wasn't safe about them. So, anyways. Gotta eye this person. This person's gotta know that I'm watching my stuff. Okay. So, that's better. Okay, so, long story short. So I've come up with something. I figured out something that I believe was, hold on, let me pick off this nail polish and make myself more friendly for a moment here. Weird. The importance of being attractive to people because of having a message that helps them. It's huge. It doesn't need to be unhealthy on my side. Definitely don't want it to be. But I do want to look like a 20-year-old, somebody mistaken for as a 20-year-old for another 10 years. I know it's possible. So, don't think I'm going to stop coloring my hair. Anyways. So my dad can feel more attractive than me. No. That is kind of part of the secret reason. But no, I mean, there is a direct link to, you know, what club is that? What are they going to do there? You drink and smoke, you know. That's not necessarily true, though. There are a lot of people that don't drink and smoke. I was definitely one of them. I smoked weed, though. That was stupid. But, anyways, enough of that. I don't like that stuff anymore. So, Hazeltine. So, how do I start? I gotta start Blue River and just be real and let them know who the Gorner family is and why Hazel deserves to be honored and brought a pre-death funeral or whatever by her loved ones. And I want to get her as many people to help and, you know, as possible because, well, I mean, the street names have been asking for it. So I'm really grateful. So I got to tell the story because otherwise they were named for no reason. They were named for me to do this. And so they have to know what their name means. Or it was for nothing. So, God's like, watch this person. Right on. Yes, I'm over here. Not taking nothing. Okay, so. Okay, so let me start. I want to start in a way that doesn't have to stop. Okay, so grew up, and so I made a promise to myself that I wouldn't have children until they were as, hold on, I need to convince somebody younger than me that I'll still look young and beautiful. How do I do it? I don't actually have gray or silver yet, but I know it will come. It's still brown. But it will show like a white hair or something potentially. I don't want that. Okay, that looks good. That's not too wild. There we go. Okay. There. Okay, so okay, so as a child, my family got a place out in Bull River, in Highland, and so It was so wonderful living out there. I know that I had more than every kid in so many ways because of having so much space and stuff to play with. We didn't really need a bunch of things because we had the wilderness outside, and the neighbors had toys and stuff too. But yeah, what a wonderful childhood to have, with three-wheelers or whatever, you know. It was very fun, go tubing and everything. So I made a promise I wouldn't have children until I lived somewhere as nice as I already said all that. And so the Garner family. So I was born, I woke up to, so for a long time now, people have been witnessing the miracle that their name has to do with what's going on when I came across them. And sure, it might not happen immediately, but later on in their life, it'll catch up to them and they'll realize, wow, my parent actually did want a pre-death funeral. My parent actually does want this now. I should do more to help him, or I should have did more to help him. So thankfully, this will happen because of using addition, and when a person breaks down the origins of names, they eventually become verbs instead of pronouns. So, so a person calling me crazy will actually be put in their place. I'm not crazy because they are verbs, so I cannot be incorrect. Their names responded to my coming across them. So, anyways, it is supposed to be a spiritual experience, and it is supposed to wake them up to, another way of understanding their name and how that definition of their name will become something else when they're somewhere else and not with me. But, some people will be inspired to contact their parents and other people won't. But the story I have to tell is a true story. I have not paid people to make it appear more real. I haven't done anything that I'm consciously aware of to try to make it appear more real than it really is. That's true. But I have done things to try to recreate something that was miraculous that I witnessed. You know what I mean? Like, wow, if I drive out in this direction and do this, then, this will happen, or something like that, right? So, so that's real. I mean, of course, people are going to be assuming that, constantly people are always paid before I get there, and they're always putting on the show, and it's not really real. That's why I'm asking people not to be dishonest and to be honest. You have no reason to hide anything. If something doesn't align perfectly or whatever, I don't care. I'm letting people know where it doesn't fit perfectly. In fact, I did that with the first email that I sent somebody, and the most important one, where I was trying to convince her that something was real that was totally crazy. It didn't align perfectly for me. Because it did though. It did. Because of the sun I met in the sun and what it means, and the Soundgarden shirt I dreamt of, and the experience I had discovering what the lyrics were in those songs and connecting to our culture and remembering who I am and who we are and waking up to the names, trying to help me save these people and give them the best experience possible. So I'm an American. I grew up American here. My mom was a flight attendant, so I would wear makeup and stuff like that without being homosexual. I grew up listening to like Guns N' Roses and, glamour rock bands or whatever. it wasn't unusual. There were boys wearing makeup where I would go dancing, and they were with very attractive women. It didn't mean anything. It meant that the girls would look at them more. Um, but yeah, so that's true. I have no secret desire to be with a man or anything like that. I have no secret desire to be with another woman either. That's actually real right now. Where that becomes unreal, I will let her know where the woman is real. Of course, I'm not going to keep it in. I'm not going to whatever. I'm going to let her know. And to fix it, we'll just, go shopping or something. I'm a very imaginative person. I'm an artist. It's not difficult for me to make something beautiful out of something that isn't what is beauty. It comes from that. And, I know once I find my partner and we're together, we'll probably both be much more coveted. And people will probably be like, wow, I wish I could find the same thing that they found. They're going to be like that so much that it's very confusing to our mind right now, because it's found in the timing of everything that they want us. But it's like, whoa, what the heck, you want us too much. They're like, I know, I don't actually want you though. It's just because of your story. I'm just jealous. I just want to have your experience. But it's impossible unless I find it somewhere else. And so that is what I'm waking up to. And, so the Garner family. So I grew up next to the Garners. When we got this place out in Highland on Sunflower Drive, so my mom gave birth to me in Fullerton while sitting down. So is that the ER was full? And I don't know, it's kind of found in the name. If you think like that, that's what will really bring you a more spiritual experience or whatever when you are having your pre-death funeral or whatever. And that's what I'm going to help people bring to people in the most sane way that, won't be crazy, because people won't be coming to conclusions or anything. They'll just be witnessing something that is wow, for the targets that are being welcomed isn't the word. I mean, it's such a huge jump in our culture, and it's something that has been needed since the advancement in medicine. We stopped having funerals the way that we used to have them, and that kind of changed our society, because people were probably nicer when they had to be worried about, what if I fell down and everybody, and I had to bleed to death in front of everybody? Are they going to be nice to me? Are they going to gift me? And so, without having that anymore, it would have changed things. It would have changed things. So people wouldn't be as concerned about being nice or whatever, or whether or not people are going to enter at water. So the advancement of medicine inevitably calls that. So I'm trying to bring it back. Pre-death funerals, using the same ceremonies that would have inspired Stonehenge, or what I believe would be the earliest things that any family of any ancestral tree would have found logically as a way of saying goodbye to somebody because they weren't able to fix them, and they were forced into it. So it's just following logic, it's just following math, it's just following something very simple, and that shouldn't be crossing the line religiously for anybody. So anybody should feel welcome. And so this will be a very simple ceremony for the people that I contact I mean, okay, so let me just share the miraculous story that is trying to help me first. So, from what I've witnessed, people's names have had to do with what's going on when I come across them. And this is something that we'll be using to give people a more spiritual experience when they have their day of water or whatever. Um, so, so I was born in Fullerton. Um, the ER was full. My mom gave birth to me while sitting down, and um, my brother's name is Alex. His name, he the letter A means caring. The letter, okay, so my brother, I met him when he was learning how to draw his name in my baby book. He was learning how to write his name in my baby book. And so that's found in his name. A is caring, L is working, E is and X is marking. So these are the origins. And so my first best friend, was it Holly or was it Jeff? Jeff was my brother's friend, but he was too young. So my brother said, we can't be friends anymore. He was like, dang, will you be my friend? He asked me this, and that's when we became friends. And so that's found in his name, Jeff, because the letter J is measuring a person's worth. The letter E is and then 2 F's is claimed. So it's like asking somebody, can I be your friend? And all of their names have that spiritual wow in them. And if I remember things right, I think Bill was actually sick when I first went over there. It wouldn't surprise me. But don't be caught on anything negative there. There's a lesson right there for you. Because IL means basically like bringing justice and working, or balancing to make sure everyone's cared for and working. It's not bad. It's not supposed to be bad. But of course, if people aren't doing something helpful or good, it could be the end of the word evil. But with everything negative, you can stop for a moment, counter it positively, like come up with 3 reasons something negative is positive, wherever it's found. And if you come across something that's negative, just look further, or carry the definition somewhere else. Like the word bad is actually, B is warning, A is caring, and D is passing along the pressure. So it's not bad as long as you're warned, right? Well, maybe not. Did you still pass it along? But okay, so while I was trying to convince this girl that it was her that came to me in my dreams, the names everywhere were trying to help me, and they were having to do with what was going on when I came across them. But I'm going to try not to talk about her, so it makes people feel less uncomfortable, because of the whole story with my ex-girlfriend, and mostly what people older than her have expected her to do so that they could somehow put a stop to it. Pretty messed up to do to our son that I've dreamt of, but I'm not going to make other people feel uncomfortable. So, but I would beg you to let this girl know, because she needs to know. She does need to know. She needs to witness what I've shared already. That much is definitely a right that she needs to have. She needs to, that part is really important, and you should feel uncomfortable until she knows. Until she knows. And I'm talking about that really long video on my website. I know it's very long, but she needs to watch it because of her son that did this to me, for me. So, I mean, for the rest of my life, both of us will be taking lie detector tests, and we'll be getting paid for being honest. We'll be getting paid for telling, this story and waking people up to the names and stuff like that. That seems pretty obvious. The word Lambert, the letter L is working, and then amber, and then the letter T is gifting, is found over by Hurst Hill. Hill has meant changing, and Hurst is used for what? Funerals. Yeah, well, obviously, if we hook up, if I'm correct, I know that I am, then we'll be doing that, and we'll be changing the way funerals and stuff. Will we? I don't know. But, it seems like people will still be doing funerals, because that's an actual thing. And what I'm doing, that's at stone, part of it. Because when somebody doesn't cry at the pre-death funeral, they may be laying their gift at stone, meaning I'm going to do it later. So, for most people, that's all they need to know. If they cried during the ceremony, and when it's their turn especially, they lay their gift at water. If they don't, it goes at stone. If they want to say, I forgive you, it goes at fire. For everybody, that's all I need to know. But for a spouse, it goes at air. For a child or parent, family member, it goes at wood. So, for those people, it's slightly different, but they can still lay their gift at those other spots, and there can be more than one or whatever. So the gift is similar to what I'm wearing here. So I'm going to have it so that I made it so that when people arrive at the funeral, they basically get something like this where they get in, and it's something that they'll be able to take home with them, and they'll just be kind of wrapping up the person having the funeral like a mummy kind of. But the gift will go at the element, and then they'll have their turn to speak or whatever if they want to, or they can just stay silent and just go and put the thing over at the element. So it'll be a very simple ceremony, something that won't be tied to any religion, welcoming anybody, and so nobody should feel uncomfortable or whatever. And so where did I first start waking up to the miracle of the names? Well, tied to the Garner family, it was in Hollywood. Hollywood have definitely helped me when my car broke down at Garner Street. But it wasn't really Garner Street, it was Gardner Street. And the difference between Garner and Gardner is the letter D. The letter D means passing along the fresher. I actually needed more food. I needed it to survive. I wasn't eating enough. And so I needed some help. My car broke down, and I knew that Hollywood helped me. And so I needed to the names were asking me to spend more time online getting their help. And so there was the letter R and N surrounding the letter D in the word gardener. The word gardener doesn't have that D. And so it was trying to wake me up to, get a bowl of fresher food from contacting the gardeners, because Hollywood help. What's also funny, though, is that the very first movie I saw was Batman in the Drive-Thru. But then what about the one that was in Hollywood? That was most likely with Holly. Her older brother probably rented a movie, Daryl, and we would have hid underneath the sleeping bag whenever a scary part came on, because the way he looks at us. Holly. We go, oh my gosh, sorry, we're not watching. Because he would have gotten in trouble for watching, a scary movie next to us. So we had to hide ourselves when it was scary. And so anyways, so that's something that's something that will make it a more spiritual experience for Hazel and everything, and everybody involved. But anyways, so in Los Angeles, where this happened, so the letter R is a heading, and the letter N is loving, eating, or drinking. So a letter D between that is like heading to eating, because I needed some help. I needed to contact somebody. And so I grew up next to them. They were the closest people to me. And and the word Jefferson appearing everywhere in the country, like, was the obvious sign that I needed to fix that, so that he wouldn't think I was crazy, because I'm not crazy, and it's really easy to show. So people will respect the names of the people, and they will respect the names of our country, and they will respect the names of themselves, and they'll let us have our most beautiful experience. And if there's a problem, just let me know, because I'm very nice. There has never been a reason not to obey people in my life. It's only come to me when there's been danger or something. So, just let me know your concern. So, anyways, the Garner family, they grew up next to me, and they all have elf ears. So they're like elves because of, I guess, a trait from the bill. So that's really special and cool about them. And let's see, what was I going to say? Oh, I believe that the Little House on the Prairie, I believe that, okay, so Michael Landon died in Utah. And so he went to Utah and landed on the same state or soil or whatever where, the Hollywood location was found, kind of, or the Little House on the Prairie. What was special about that house was Bill built it. He built it for his family. And in Ring has this album, Hazel Steps Through a Weathered Home. He made it, I'm probably in response to a post that I made when I was wanting to meet Hazel and Bill before they died. I was upset about what was happening to me, what could have been, something, maybe somebody trying to push me into something political, or push me away from something political, or I don't know. But it's pretty obvious that we can all work together, and that there doesn't have to be confrontation found anywhere. And I need help being able to reach people. And, other countries can use it forever. Permission to leave the temple. You don't have permission. The Mormons took it. And there's actually some hacker on my computer or something. I need to know the difference. I need to know. So I'm contacting the Mormons here. And if they don't help me, I'll know. So, because I need to. I need to know. I need to be a part of a network that is able to, warn Holly or Brett or something if something bad happens. Anyways, Hazeltine is a street name I came across. Right, to eat something. Hello. I need to
Too many of my crayons.
Okay. So, there. That now. Ooh, this laptop feels so nice and snug. Okay. Well, tonight I need to make a new song. I need to make a new song, and it's going to be very special, and it's very obvious to me now why I didn't make lyrics for it before. Because it was my favorite song, and it was my best song, and I need it to be something better than maybe she'll realize, obviously, for my son's right bottom. White bottom. So funny. Okay. Let's see. So that my wife or whatever would feel comfortable in meeting me now. So they must know that she was concerned of being overweight or something. Big Bottom Distillery. Need food right now. I can't stop eating food. I absolutely just need to eat it. Oh, I need to go get a lime. Bad. Oh no. I spilled something on the floor again. No. I am absolutely sick of this car. I'm so excited to get out of it. Okay, where is my pouch? So, where is my... Okay, don't get too upset. That's where I snap and make a huge mess, though, when I don't find something. Just kidding. That's not where I do that. I don't do that. I've done it, though, because I'll just be, like, looking for it. I can't find it, you know, so I'll make a mess. Where is it? So I'll run out of time and be like, oh my gosh, I have to find it now. Nice. Ouch. Aha, this looks good. Yummy. Ooh. Crab meat. Whoa. Okay, so
yummy. Let's see here. I've got so much meat in this. I need to make several sandwiches. Oh no. Okay. So, oh wow. That is seriously delicious. Obviously need bell pepper cleaned up. Okay. Yummy. Where is my fluffy coat? I seem to have lost my favorite fluffy coat. Winter. Horrible. It's just because I washed it.
Okay. So I have to tell the rest of my story. Oh, so good. So, there's a Mormon church on Adams Street, and they're going to wake up to it. They're going to go, holy crap. I'm going to call them now. And then, while I'm making the video now, I need the video to be ready for them. Go, wow, holy crap. Let's do this for Hazel. As long as I'm constantly doing it for somebody else, I'll get my share. That's so delicious. Okay. That is so good. I want my fluffy coat. This fluff makes me look like a girl. I want my other fluff. My manly fluff. Fluff is enough of this fluff. Enough of the fluff. I need my fluff. Okay. Like, it doesn't need to be, it's just too visible. I want it to be like, I'll just stitch it inward. Yeah. I just want it to work, you know? Right there. There it is. Yeah. Definitely like the look of Fluff, though. Fluff is attractive. Fluff. My dad, my God, from his side, very hairy. That's where I get that. Beavis head. Anyways, he had a hairy back, he had a hairy ear, hairy nose. My sister has, well, I guess I shouldn't tell you, but she's hairier than me. She's hairier than me. It's funny. My kids will have some weird, you know, who knows? Who knows? That's what was pretty interesting about the Garner family. Was they were obviously from the same parents, but it was like, whoa, what the hell? Are you like Italian or something? So they're so different from one another. There'd be like a ginger, then there'd be like a tan one, and be like all these different. Pretty interesting. Very different from one another. They're siblings. That's really interesting. Like, who am I gonna be again? So I'm gonna make a song tonight. A song tonight for Amber. And it's not gonna be maybe she'll realize. It'll be about what? I mean, I have to do it for my son. You know, I shouldn't be thinking, what if it's somebody else anymore. It's stupid to do that. The conclusion's the same. If I'm dreaming about the same woman as my wife, and, you know, if it's my children, it's my children. If it's in my children in my dream, then it's my children. Like, that's absolutely horrible to think that she'd have a kid with somebody else. What the hell? I wouldn't want her. And somebody else is like, perfect. I want him. Stop it. She gets somebody else. That's so evil. I get concerned about stupid shit. No. She needs to know right now. She needs to know. That's seriously real. That's very serious. I definitely don't want to be a mofo again. Because, I mean, that was horrible. And what I mean by that is, like, I want to be able to hold my kids and stuff. I mean, the Echo, it's very obvious, mine. The Echo is Pink Baby, you know? It's my first stuffed animal. It's evil for me to think that it wouldn't be mine. Because, you know, in the dream, he's calling me dad. I'm his dad, so I mean, it's totally evil to think he's not mine. The hell? Or somebody didn't let her know, or what the fuck? That's so evil. Somebody was really stubborn and just wouldn't look into it and just kept cutting me off. I'm like, what? Kids with her? No. I gotta make sure it's me, like, without even thinking about it. And then what would happen, you know? I'm like killing myself over here. She ends up having a child with him, but I leave her, find another girl, have kids somewhere else, and then she's killing herself up there in the future when she wakes up to the facts that it was actually me. And it was actually her in there. Isn't that sweet and special for their wonderful relationship that cut me off with ignorance? Wow, that's why I really need, you know, help making sure that, you know, she knows. Because that is not, it's not my fault. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna Weird. That is so weird. Assuming where the hell did toys actually come from? It's like she's so familiar. She was like already there. Then why was she so off about me and who she thought I was? That's actually not right. She knew that she was just doing what, I don't know. What she knew would push my buttons and cut off my friends that were trying to do that to her. Or whatever. Or anybody else that would have been possibly. They weren't doing anything. But they would have possibly tried to. So it started she knew it was coming from the older people trying to get rid of her. The whole poly black thing. Part of her knew. They were like trying to expect her to call me a stalker, and if she didn't, then she had to be poly. And, all this stupid stuff. Like, oh my god. I never found on Facebook. And she could take a stand to them, say, I know you're willing to pretend to be in love with me or whatever, you just really want to get rid of me. Go away. They will. They can possibly, He only loves her because he's only doing it because of the child. He doesn't really love her. He loves me. Like, when I wake up, I have to start praying, meditating every single day to pull in what the heck does that mean? The red-robed amber? The white-robed amber, the white-dressed amber. The white-dressed amber, Chrysania. It's so cool how perfect they made that for us. It's such a scary, awkward, horrible situation, Like, it's so serious. It so seriously would crush that girl. Like, if I chose another after she already did that to me, for me. Because of what lives inside of us, we can't do it. We can only do it for so many people. And it was trying to let me know that she was trustworthy and she was mine, and to go for her. And she would be loyal to me and everything in a way that I've never had before. I have to make a song tonight, a much better one. It's not going to be maybe. Maybe she'll realize she came to me, blah, blah, stupid song. It's a very cute song. It's very, aw, you're not a stalker, are you? Aw, but it's stupid. It should have been like, definitely, it was you. That was horrible. I can't believe I said maybe. I was all unsure of myself and her, and I was being too embarrassed, and it was showing. I messed up. I was being too embarrassed, and it was showing. I should have been more proud. I should have been just like, there she is. I don't care if she's a video gamer. Or whatever. She doesn't need to know. She doesn't need to graduate the goth school of, I've spent, this many years of my life clubbing and whatever. She is totally fantastic. From the beginning, I should have been more sure of myself and her rather than the way I was. Is maybe, what the hell is that? Maybe she'll realize. Can't believe I didn't think about that before. What's wrong with me? I felt like I was just kind of moving in with the spirit that was like, come on, you know I'm not a dangerous stalker. That's so stupid. That's coming from my ex-girlfriend. And the girls that are caught on to her genius plan of putting people down until they get to sleep with them. Not so smart to do. Too many people have done that. It's abusive. Wait. Mean pie. Okay. Tonight, I'm gonna make a wonderful song. It's gonna be like the most beautiful. I'm gonna have so much soul put into it. Wow. That's really true though with my music. How much it really, going through this made me a better. Because of the, I don't know, like does a musician have to actually go through problems to have, needs to be desperate about something in order for the song to be really beautiful? No. Certainly helps though, you can actually hear it. Oh, I enjoyed that too much. Yummy. Moon pie. I'm supposed to be eating it. Okay, anyways, so I've got to have to get this video done, contact a bunch of people. I've got to get their attention to watch it. But wow. And I haven't had the time to go on Facebook or other places and try to share with people. What the hell?
Maybe. I guess I don't take charge this speaker thing. So, what was I saying? I have to eat. So, what was I saying? So, okay, so, so, where, okay, so, where did I leave off? I was talking about Hazeltine. Oh yeah. So while I was in California while I was in California just driving, I suddenly had the thought that I had to hurry up and bring it to Hazel before it was too late, before she died. And then I came across Hazeltine Street, and the letter N means loving, and the letter M means going to a better place. So it was like reminding me that I had to hurry up. And so that helps that happened, because she was a Mormon, and the Mormons had witnessed the miracle of the names responding to me. While I was in Spokane, I was driving, and I went past Elder Parker. Okay, let me tell the story differently. While I was in Spokane, I was driving, and I went past some Mormons while the names and stuff were responding to me, and I called out for them, "Hey, is there somewhere I can park my car so I can talk to you right now? Do you have a minute to talk to me?" And so he said, "Sure, just do it right here." And so I did it. And then when I asked him his name, he told me his name was Elder Parker. So I asked him for his ID, for his identification. I didn't believe him. Isn't that sad? I didn't believe him, even though I was going through all of that. I was like, what if they did that to, what if they were dishonest? And so I put myself through that. But now I actually know it was Elder Parker, and I didn't really know that it was happening for me that much, though. At that time, I was just kind of like, this is such a funny coincidence. These coincidences just don't stop happening. It's so weird. It was more like that. It wasn't as much of the wow. But that would mean that his parents would want a pre-death funeral. And that's something that's really needed. On the Day of Water would be the day every year that I'll do the most prep work for the pre-death funerals. The Day of Water, as I call it, is found on the 7th of November every year. The people that are nearing death, I made something called the 16-scented celebration that is supposed to give them the best chances of living longer, and making amends, being forgiven, and getting the best funeral. And the funeral can always happen more than once. It can always happen more than once. So every year the Day of Water comes back. So, I mean, can a person ever say goodbye enough times? No. And, you know, if things don't go perfect, there's always next year. But, you know, people could do a small get-together or a large one, or who knows. But, so, because the Garners had elf ears growing up, I noticed this woman I was dreaming about was doing things like wearing elf ears and showing a railroad on the Day of Water as if suggesting that I, you know, find out what's going on. How could you possibly not be aware of me? You need to be aware of what's going on. It's found in your names. And she was going, wow, because of my attitude and how upset I was at their church or whatever for not knowing about what was going on and ignoring things or neglecting things or watching and not doing more about it. So, you know, so in what she shared on the Day of Water, she says, you know, never do this again or whatever. She's talking about me being upset. It doesn't help anybody. But I mean, isn't that a crazy thing to say? No, not from my perspective, because of the desperation that we both have for our children. It directly affects them now, how they will turn out and everything, because I need to be making good money, and I need to be doing things like feeding her and taking better care of her now, because it's going to affect the kids. It's going to affect me because of not having done more when I first came across her or whatever. But I kept expecting, you know, a result because from the miracle that I was witnessing. I kept expecting a result. When is there going to be a result from this miracle I keep witnessing? And so, you know, really felt like more should have been done. But, you know, I'm going to get letters. I'm going to work hard on getting letters from the Congress members. And it'd be nice to rename a street in San Francisco while recruiting people for A-rated films or whatever. Auditioning, I guess they call it, auditioning for, because while they're doing that, because we'll be getting the people that'll be going through withdrawal and cleaning up the most, they'd get a greater chance of, you know, being hired if they prove that they are done with everything and they're clean and everything. So it'll inspire everybody, and we can rename the Pure Street there so that it more positively affects the natives that we're sharing gravity with. And maybe they'll witness a miracle, maybe they won't. Maybe they'll feel like their parents want a pre-death funeral, maybe they won't. But I'm not going to make something that's going to expect them to, you know, join some religion or do something that would draw a line somewhere. It should be open and welcome for people. And I'll bring the best experience for the person facing death or whatever, of course. So,
Library's closed.
oh. a good night. Okay. So a PowerPoint presentation. I wonder how difficult it is to get one of those projector things, you know? Get like a projector thing. I used to work with them. Just get like a PowerPoint presentation, and then just get like a remote thing, the clicker, and share my story. I need to do it now. Okay, so yikes, it's cold. So time to make my song. It's gonna be better than maybe she'll realize. So, you know, if I'm not getting, I need, like, what is up with, okay, because of everything that's happened, people are going to assume what? What are they going to assume if I'm not getting more help? Like a lot of bad things. It really surprises me somebody else wouldn't figure that out faster. It just makes it look like none of them are aware. Mark's not aware, Musk isn't aware, Trump isn't aware. Or wait, we can't share this because we didn't, because it'll make us look bad because of how we messed up before. Like, what the hell? Are you kidding me? I mean, that's what it appears. That's what it appears like. But I mean, anyways, I really need to, I guess it would be part of, what, Day of Empathy on the 11th for people to make amends or whatever. Yeah, on the 11th. I think Judgment Day is the 10th, so the 11th is more focused on, you know, paying them back or whatever. But I mean, that's how the person will get the best experience. Whoever has wronged me, you know, a surprise gift me somewhere else. I don't want to know about it, do I? Do I do? So I think it's pretty important to get this song done and get this video done, show the Mormons, so that I have have all this stuff to use against me anymore. As if they ever really did. They were just able to use Facebook to make it, stretch the truth. They were actually totally clueless. I was really dumb for not bragging and letting people know how my parents were hooked up by famous people and stuff like that, how I was. I mean, they ended up doing it for nothing. I didn't tell people. None of the people would have been mean to me on Facebook if I bragged in the past about how I was famous, what famous people did for me and my family. Isn't that messed up? Stupid. They probably still say that it's not true somewhere. But I know, because they actually don't. I'm not gonna drop everything that I'm doing to prove it to somebody. Isn't that stupid? Like, as if what am I doing once I start doing that? It's like, do I really want to give them that kind of power? That's stupid. Shouldn't even matter. I need a lime. I need a line too. Figure out what to say. A line. Like, not maybe she'll realize. I have to get a new one. Horrible. I can really afford that. Oh well. Shit. I have to get these videos done. Why did I just do that? I should have just went for a walk. Is it 8 o'clock? It's going to be 8 o'clock. So I'm going to start doing the Dragonlance daily thing at 8 o'clock. Definitely, I will go if she asks me to, without getting angry. That song, when I made it, how could I possibly thought that it was possible. What the hell? Stupid. So, neglected. People expected me to get things done so long ago. That's my problem. I keep telling them, you know, I'm doing this, and they'll be like, okay. And they'll be like, what? I thought you were gonna do this. And I'm like, I don't give them an update. People just need to know. And they're finding out. We'll find out. We'll find out a lot more. Starting now. I mean, I really need this video because when I have their attention, I need the video to really convince them, but not too much. So I'll just do it. I'll just do it about, you know, the Little House on the Prairie and Michael Landon and how, because, oh yeah, so I have to talk about that. So I might as well do that. So Michael Landon from Little House on the Prairie, I believe he died in Utah because Holly, that doesn't know how she participated in naming Hollywood, yet. I mean, maybe she would be upset and sad. Maybe it puts her in the state of, oh, dang it. You know? She was a girl. What did I go back there for? Why did I do that? It's cold. Anyways, what was I saying? So, okay, so I have to get the attention of myself. Get the attention of myself. Get the attention. Okay, it's 1:53. The attention. And So I believe that the show Little House on the Prairie participated. I believe that the Garner family participated in the creation of the introduction for the Little House on the Prairie without knowing it, because the people that created that show had a purpose when they were doing it. The people that created that show had a purpose for doing it. Yikes, I'm just gonna talk some things. Well, okay. So yeah, my friend, so I made a Facebook group called 5 Steps of the Game that was intended for giving somebody the best experience, like a pleasant surprise, like the opposite of Saw. And so basically, for example, there was a Vietnamese kid that had like zits or something at one of the food carts. And I thought it'd be nice to like take him out with this and show him a fun night or something. Because he's probably like totally, be friends and need a good healthy night out or whatever. But I wasn't doing anything illegal at the time. I was with Kathleen, but I guess we didn't do it. I was trying to, I think is it her diet? I don't know. I was failing to reach other people, to get them motivated in surprise gifting people. They were on Facebook using it in the other way to use it. And I don't know. So, anyways. Jeez. But anyways, I shared one of the goals that I had for seeing the parents of my friends, my childhood friends, before they died. And because they were really old. And so then Hazel Steps Through a Weathered Home came out after that. So that's pretty cool. And so they sold out of records and stuff. You should make more then, because there'll probably be a lot more. There's going to be a lot more people finding out about it. So that's cool. And and then So what is today? Today is Wednesday. I wonder how many of the people had a spiritual experience or whatever after finding out their name when they sobered up or whatever. That's sad. I just need to have a better sales pitch, make it easier for them to, push a button and do something.
Sure, we should.
So every single morning, huh? Donald Trump to. I don't want to worry about him being encouraged in all the ways that make it appear like he's taking advantage of me. I don't know. In all the ways that work or whatever. I mean, must be very hated, more than I can imagine, because of, bombs, family loss, who knows. Anyways. I should be more careful about the stubbornness and not asking for my help or whatever, I mean, I was in LA, I didn't really do anything to reach out to Duff or whatever, bring stars and stuff. I mean, it should have been pretty easy. I just kept thinking, I kept expecting something to happen. Something more to happen. Because I was sharing online what was going on. But I guess I was, and people were witnessing it, and they definitely knew. But instead of, waking up to the reasons it was happening for me, they kept treating it like it was a possession thing. You know, like, well, cool, I discovered something new. Or, is this safe? Wait a second. I'm confused. So, okay, so I need to get to a place where it shows my pretty face and I can tell the story of what? Tell the story of Garner family. Elves. Real elves. This is so cool. Wow, I just found the most special name and spot for my purpose for tonight, for the song for Amber, because of what I did as a child. And well, it's something I'm saving for her, but they put it in the Dragonlance art. Some of the artists, maybe some of the youngest artists, that were the most helpful, even though the art was like maybe childish looking. What they actually put in the art is like, wow, that's touching and beautiful. Looks like it's coming from somebody going, you guys are gonna get, it's perfect, you guys are gonna get together and you're gonna get married and you're gonna have babies. I'll help you. That's so funny. Actually has it there. Wow. That's so perfect. Cool. Okay, so these songs I've been saving my whole life. So I would make it very soul-filled, heartfelt. Wow. That's so magical what they did for me. Cool. The names of this. It's really cool. Okay. So cool. So what was the place called? There was a place that I drove by here that was trying to be like the place where I go in the future to get married, I think. To actually like take people to get married. Because I mean, I'm sure I'll be doing it for other people. You know what I mean? Probably. Performing or something. Helping them put the event together or something. I wonder if they have Did I ever take medication today? I do. Cool. Should have brought my backpack. Damn it. What time is it? Hey, what time do you close? You get a lime for my veggies so it doesn't go bad. Seriously surprised how fast I ate it. Is it working? Are my cheeks filling in? I want to get some meat. Yes, meat. Meat. The kind of meat that I'm not supposed to have. So sick of running out of cans lately. Preparing food the way I have had to. I am seriously a really good cook though, but on the road there's serious limits. Okay, so hopefully it won't take too long. Okay. Damn it. Maybe a lemon would be better than a lime. These are only... Yeah. 30 cents. Ooh. Don't need to spend my money on constant snacks. So okay. So for our timing things, I've pretty much been brought to the attention that in the artwork found, coming from every person, is it appears like it's a guilty trail, because the person in the future will probably come across what I made that is just basically sharing the story of what happened to us, and they're going to have a moment that goes, damn, I wish that would happen to me, or I wish that happened to me, or I want that to happen to me. And so that part of them will be found in a measurable, like noticeable way that is kind of confusing to us, me and this Amber girl, because because it's like everything's confessing, I wish I was with you. It's kind of like what we can witness. Isn't that weird? So I mean, I'm just gonna try to make a very simple thing that will hopefully inspire people to bring their parents to a funeral and look for their partner in their past in a way that doesn't create more psychos. And so many people have done it already in the future, I guess, that it is like noticeable that they right that they'll have a moment of like, I wish I had that, or I want that, but it's not like something they really thought about being possible, or something that they weren't really serious about, but it's still there. So it'll be confusing to me, because I'll be like, why did they all want me? And she'll probably go through the same thing too. Like, they want me too much or something, you know? But it's not really true, because they will also be in a place of like, it's impossible, because they were meant to be together, or there was like, that was such a beautiful story, I want that, it happened to me. Why don't you do that to me? Is kind of like there too, and it will be on her side as well, because she will know how, but it won't be there. Does that make sense? Because she already did it, kind of, or she's going to discover that she did. I'm really excited to show it to her what she actually did, because we lived once, you know. Can't really only do it for so many. I feel very blessed and lucky, though. Definitely have to have a much better song than Maybe She'll Realize. I mean, it was very sweet and everything, but it's stupid. I should have been more confident. I should have been more proud of her and noticeable about it. I was kind of scared. I just knew people would be mean to her. And they would judge me for wanting her. And I don't know. Because I mean, I was always, you know, dancing and like noticeable, and they have ways of picking apart somebody so that they, you know, can have something. So I need to stop being a victim of that and just wake up and go, you know, I've got the best thing. So, I mean, even somebody that has been spying on me and watching, like, they would have, how would they have enough time, and would they have to be me to actually be able to witness what she actually does? Whoa. Is there anything I want here? No. Yes, I want meat. Forbidden meat. Maybe I don't. What the heck? Hearts? Hearts. Interesting. Ooh. I don't know anything about me. I was vegan so much of my life. I don't really know. But I'm just worried. I feel like I just need.
How's it going?
Hi. Microwavable, huh? Hey, do you have any idea where there'd be a microwave anywhere? Any idea where there could be a microwave anywhere?
There's one in the bakery deli, but they might be able to use it. It's on the opposite side of the store.
Thank you. Oh. It's the cheapest one, though. Ah. So against the rules. It's not bird, though. Anything else? How I think about it is going to be comment. Fired up. No. Something that live longer. In a happy place. Have much of a selection here. Whoa, what the heck is this? I've been scared of fish lately. I've been worried I haven't been eating too much fish because they don't have a way to sweat out the toxins or whatever. Wait a second. Here's what we're looking more of. Why does it have to be so expensive though? Crap. Can't afford it. Hey, is there a way to use your microwave? No. Seriously, so much food though. Just go to it. Make sure I can use the microwave for buying it. I probably can though. Right, return. Oh my gosh. I can't even think about it. I feel like I can't afford it. It's a really dumb idea. Yes, dumb idea. I do have food.
Hey, you have a good one, huh?
I didn't hear Rich Belly call for me, you know.
Oh, I am.
So much. His wasn't working and mine was off. Well, I heard both of you.
Oh, I didn't hear any. Chill out, man. Chill out. Chill out. Have a good one. Thank you.
Hey, kitty. That was a cute cat. Okay. Okay. Aw. Let me know she's hungry. What is? Oops. Yoo-hee. Trent. Want some food? Oh, there's another cat. Ta-da! There's two cats. Hey, kitty. What you guys doing? Don't you wish I got those meaty snacks, huh? Well, I'm gonna check the store over here. Maybe have something smaller. That cat knew what to do. That cashier, she said something under her breath. Because of the timing of the thoughts I had, I thought she said, I don't want to talk to a jerk that will make fun of you or me. She did it with her timing and then what she said in her breath. I guess it happened. Somebody else went to that store and was like, wow, you look ridiculous. You should wear less makeup. Something. She said something under her breath like, I don't want to talk to him or something like that. I was thinking about so she's probably just letting me know after they go through, and that's probably why I haven't been helped more. Whoa, what the heck? They have an Impossible Whopper at the Burger King. That'd be good. That's not as expensive. I need some real food. I don't like beans or something. You know what? I don't need to spend money. I have tons of food. So, what do I have to mention? What else do I have to mention? I was gonna do something else in the video. An hour ago. What about what? Okay, so Parker, there's an elder Parker that lives in Spokane somewhere. I walked on the side of the road, and when I was driving by, I was like, "Hey, is there somewhere I can park to talk to you?" His name was Elder Parker. Oh, dang it. I should have just ran back and got my laptop and then came back and worked. Well, I got what I came for. Lime. So that my Vegenet stuff doesn't go bad. So delicious. I seriously eat it with everything. like piles of it, lobs of it. I spoon it. I wasn't watching anybody. Isn't that wonderful? Let's do that. Okay, anyways. What was I gonna say though? There's something I had to say in this video. Okay, so let's see. I really want to see those cats again. That was really cute. They looked fed though. But one of them did ask for food. Went. Let's see. Would they have even eaten it if I got them food? Maybe not. So, what else was I gonna say? Garners. So, where I leave off? Oh. So I talked about the elder thing. Yes, I did. Okay. And then... Okay, so... So, let's see. Let's see. So, besides Hazeltine Road, I also came across Hazeldale, and it's funny is that I printed out a bunch of pieces of paper to give out to members of her church, the Mormon church, and try to wake them up to what they were doing. That was, from my perspective, has been trying to help me bring a pre-death funeral for Hazel. And so I went to the church over in Hazeldale and talked to somebody about how I had to get legal permission to be official about doing what I was doing, but I put flyers on their cars, and I realized I needed thousands of them because I ran out of hundreds very fast. But anyways, that would be the best approach to have at this point, to bring her the best experience, to be able to save me, and especially my kid. I've been dreaming about. I need to be able to give him what he wants, but I need more help in order to do that. So I need to make some sales. Anyways, I was from Utah. There was a lot of imagery I'd come across, pentagrams and stuff like that, when you go for a nature walk or just various things you come across there. So it won't surprise me at all how many of them will probably want one. I mean, has been found in their names. It should be a very beautiful experience. I'm hoping as many people as possible want to bring something like that for their parents. So I came across the word Hazeldale, and that means what? So the word dale is found, the letter D, that is a bowl on the Egyptian wall. It means passing along the fresher. And then A is carrying. It's when the god or goddess had an animal head. And when you think about a god or goddess, it's basically the stockholder or the person that's with the cows or something like that. So the person has an animal in their head, or the person's thinking for the animal. The person has the say when the animal gets to be eaten. And then the letter L is working. The letter L is like polishing a rock with diamonds until it's done, before it falls into place. It's the stone element. It means rejection until the work is done. And the letter E looks like the letter L looks like a cane on the wall, on the Egyptian wall. And the letter E looks like a figurine that's like shrugging, going, huh? And that basically will look like that's somebody asking a question. The answer is it's a question, that is somebody asking a question beyond the origin of thought. It's going to come from the next plate of food, shown on the figure doing that, in their belt of Orion. They're going, huh? And so the word altogether is passing along, caring, working, and asking. So it's like Hazel, starting with Hazel, and then who else passing along will care about the working I'm doing and want one, right? So when you think about it like that and use the language of Adam, it'll open up your eyes to all this other stuff. And so I'm going to need help. I'm going to want to hire people. I'm going to want to, make sure everything is expanding and legal, of course. So Hazeltine, pretty cool. So that'll be cool. Hazeltine. What else was there? I don't know. Hazeldale is like passing along what worked. I guess I won't really know that until I've done one for Hazel. The word del would mean worked. It's asking what to pass along that worked. Cool place though, huh? It's like, reminds me of an old cowboy town, you know? They have their rooftops and everything. Very cool. That would be so scary to be an outlaw in the West, you know? I guess it wouldn't be that much though. Once you have... Yikes. Don't think like that though. That's not for normal people. Don't want that. So we'll do this thing. That's so cool. Okay. So their names. Well, I have a light over here. Is there anything else I'm gonna say? No, that was pretty good. Actually, probably should have a moment to say something for the bugs. So, when we were kids growing up, there were locusts found everywhere, and wheat fields and stuff like that. When we were thinking west of garbage, we were more likely to do something like hurt a bug. And one of the things that people used to do when kids would do this was grab their ears, so that when they grow up, they may catch on to why the person grabbed their ears, because it messes up the sounds of nature. If you're cruel to bugs, it could really mess up the sounds of nature. So it's not something that you want to do. I did mess up, and it seemed like every kid did, but that definitely might be something that would be the wisest and smartest to have that, message in here as well, that because of the Garner family having elf ears, it's kind of like, somebody pinched them in spirit. It was like, don't do that. They are very dangerous. We want them purring for us, and we don't want them, of course, taking our crops and everything else. But definitely, it's really helpful to wake up to facts like where it happened, where people were cruel to themselves or other people. When they would come up with these ideas, it actually did happen west of garbage. So because of the planet moving and something that's very small using our brain tissue, it would try to program us to send for it. So that's really sad that in history people may have been caught in a cycle of, hurting themselves or other people because of not waking up to the planet moving and having more of an influence on us in those spots. So just wanted to say that because of their ears. It is really helpful to know You know, our ancestors would have called those fairies, and they're good but tricky, and we're forced to say that. And you know, if you truly sorry and say, I'll make sure people aren't doing this to you, or doing what I witnessed as a child, and make sure they're not, you know, thinking in those spots and being cruel to creatures. They're forgiving. They'll understand because of what happens to a bug when it's spending time in the wrong spot. They might do the same thing and get the idea to jump in front of a car or something because they were thinking in the wrong spot, maybe. What is this place? Comfort food? Tacos? Good food. Okay. Good ice for myself. How weird to have dreams like that. My God. Isn't that a... Wow. Is that a... I have to make sure to do more so that it doesn't become an how dare you spot because of her being with somebody else. So stupid. It is definitely the right thing to do. The person needs to know. This definitely happened to me. It was definitely hard. I mean, worry about, you know, someone else's denial. I have too much. Ew. What? Those names right there. Wow. Basically mean, you know who it is. Drive them all crazy. She's not the mother of all of them. That's right. There's no way I'm gonna want to be with somebody open or whatever, you know? That's messed up. That's living again as a victim of my parents? No, thank you. You know? Christmas, every year alone? No. No way. So, I gotta find... Ouch. If I want to make an evil Erica Spell song, guess I could stay in this spot. No, I need to make it sweeter and more common sense and just not maybe she'll realize it was her. No, not anymore. Not for that kid. A child isn't going to be doing that for me. You know, if it's somebody else's, that's messed up. Obviously, she needs to stop now. The solution's the same. Obviously, and it's coming from our afterlife. So, a person isn't in the wrong if they're stopping her now from making a mistake. But we have to put time. We have to put time. If you don't put time in what I'm sharing, other people will. And they'll go, oh, ouch. You know? Whoops. Oh. Okay. Well, anyways, I remember the part I need to mention. So over at Hazeldale, at the Mormon church where I was passing out these flyers, it actually was found at Parker Court. So it's like it's waking me up to, it's time to take Parker to court. Was he or was he not lying to me? Was that his real name or was it not? You know, get in a better spot to say that. Right there? Is that good? Well, I mean, I made that blog post, you know. Probably called me a stalker or whatever. She hasn't done anything to contact me since then. So, I should probably stop worrying about whether or not she's gonna kill herself later like she was threatening she would if I gave up. From the beginning. She was the only one who did that too. She was the only one who did that. And it makes sense now because nobody else became emotionally invested like she did. Her electricity, she was giving her electricity to me. It doesn't go into a void. You heard that Susie song? You don't want to love in a void. love and avoid. It's dumb. Ooh, I love it. See, she actually did so much to help me. Green Fingers, that song. She actually hints that she hints something about our child echoing in that album. And what was that album called? Kiss in the Dream House. Wow. It's so special because the first album talks about the FBI buildings on the Cascade Street and how my ID when it goes into the hands of the wrong person, it might show that I'm a stalker. If you read the lyrics of her songs, it actually says this in Cascades. It's so funny. In Cascades. Loving like a wedding ring. I felt 1,000 volts, blah, 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 blah. Shouting, pouting, like liquid falling. So water is the teasing element. And a bunch of people older than her have been trying to they've been trying to take an extremely dumb path. Well, I mean, it's just like ignorant, I guess. It's ignorant. And trying to ignore reality and just go, oh, this is okay. Well, anyways, Green Fingers is then for Palm Beach. That song, Green Fingers. But keep in mind that all this stuff is also, there's going to be that, confession of, dang, I wish I could have you. I wish this would happen to me. I wish blah, 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 blah. Like what I was saying earlier at the store. Like a measurable kind of thing that can be confusing for us. Because they go like, wait, what? But they're in reality going, I actually want you to go after this girl. Like, the reasons. And you went through all this stuff. I want to see those people, fail in what they did to you. Too, probably the pound. A person shouldn't succeed by putting another person down. I mean, whoever the heck the person is that she's hooked up with, if she's hooked up with anybody, I mean, I'm not stupid. But I mean, she tries to do this timing thing where I would actually think, oh, she's just a lesbian girl. She's just been with a girl. Like, no, it's... But, no. Crazy. Scary. Anyways, wow. Street names and everything. It's pretty cool what they did for us in the songs and the music. So I'm wondering, so I'm wondering what the other languages with Scottish and Irish, how they spell air at the moment. Because I mean, the English way of spelling air is caring about making sure everyone's cared for, or everyone has it, and then we're heading this way, or not like we're heading this way, but it's heading this way. Caring about making sure everyone has it, heading this way. So what are the other ones saying about that? You know, the air element. How do you say air in their language will be tied to ancient wedding customs. That's pretty cool. And then hair is wow, that's so old. I guess that's true though. Once the child is growing hair and stuff, the person gets kind of traded into another tribe for marrying them off. In the way that puts out the fire is found in the letter H. Using, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be 666. Should be a word for that. I might as well just say, well, I don't know. I want to find out. I want to look for evidence to test that theory. What's the way of saying a backwards 6? Somebody playing the flute over there. That's cool. How sad. I remember the lyrics of songs that came from gay women. I realize now came from their soul, and there's a part of them that's like going, part of me is a scared child that, thought I was too ugly, and became satisfied with this partner here. But I do want to live again. And I'm not too ugly. I'm just scared. That's actually found very often. Okay, let me go. Really messed up. Shouldn't be having that. I've been using silverware that's maybe better for living past 137, so Chrisania's eyes fall out. Yes, maybe I'll... Ah, okay. It's not metal. Plastic. What does metal do? Well, the scientist studying the effects of nickel on humans kept fainting and stuff, having panic attacks, because he'd be freaking out about finding the end of his life while he was, you know what I mean, measuring out, because it's found everywhere. But okay, so that'll be good. Lime juice, lots and lots of lime juice. It's gonna taste the same, but it will last longer. Yum. Oh, this stuff is so good. Seriously good. Okay. Wasn't I supposed to say something else? I was supposed to say something, right? What was I going to say? I was supposed to say something about the names. But there, I needed more of like a face. Seeing my face more. Well, I really don't want to make my jar up there. Oh, that would be so sad. So much. Seriously. Funny how fast I went through that fast stuff. Okay. So, what was it? What was I going to say? I explained the Bay of Water thing, where she goes, wow. She's asked me not to get mad at Mormons anymore, so that I let them know what they're doing to me. He's like, don't do that again. It's on the day of water, on November 7th. And she has elf ears and she's going, wow! And the railroad. I've been working on the railroad all the live long blah. So they're doing that. And then she's wearing the elf ears. So I know what she means. She's saying, don't get mad at Mormons. Just, be as nice as possible. Don't complain about anything. And let them know what they're doing to you. And what was the other? My God, so cruel. So cruel. Very cruel that she posted on the 2nd and the 7th on Instagram. So, it is true that the way that... Okay, so, let me just explain really fast what sets me aside from other people. What set me aside? You know how people, like, I like to take turns so that, and I like, I like to take turns running things or whatever, so that while I'm not doing it, I'm coming up with ideas of what. So it's always like getting better. And what I mean by that is when I was playing Amber Entertainment or whatever with my friend, there were certain friends I'd have that would just like insist on, things had to be their way, and they wouldn't let anybody else have a turn, and just like, it has to be their way, and blah, 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 blah. But no, I like taking turns. And things were so much funner because while we're waiting to take a turn, we're getting inspired. Because while the person's a player, because there's a game master, right? And then there's the player. Or there's like a developer and a player, if it's like a video game. And so, you wouldn't want there to be just one game and no competition, Because, to make a game much better, the player's going to be inspired to make something better or do something better. And the same thing happens with this Amber Entertainment game that I made, right? It's just better to take turns. But anyways, in a relationship, I think that's important to be like that. I don't think it's good to be like, everything has to be blah, 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 blah. But, what is true is that, I obey, I will save the word no for emergencies. I won't say no unless it's like an emergency, if it's like to prevent harm. So I'm very open-minded. I discuss things. I'm not controlling. Instead of like telling somebody what to do, I would rather ask them questions. And what else? Temper. I seriously, I mean, I think everybody, almost everybody, would have gotten really mad at her at this point. From everything I've gone through, I feel like I know I can be too nice. I need to stand up for myself more. And, you know, not like against her, but it's, I don't know. But yeah, maybe her too. I don't really know what happened though. But I know the whole time while it was happening, I was experiencing praying to like an older version of her, you know, explaining to me like I was young, blah blah blah, sorry. I'm very selfish, blah 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 blah, and just all this stuff, you know, apologizing to me. This is when blah 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 blah. It's like weird, but it's not like stuff it's not stuff I feel comfortable sharing. But I don't know, weird. But what's really cool is how it matters where she did that to me. And that will probably be real for other people as well, you know? If they just accepted it as true and then just did it to themselves, maybe they could program themselves in the same way so that they would go, wow, you know, wake up to, I don't know, because what the heck, that's so weird. Where I was located really mattered when I would see her, you know, when she was an old woman and stuff. And like, what's really cool is what would happen in a dream would actually be shown on the street names. That part's really cool. I haven't lied about anything. I can actually prove it. That's the best part. I haven't tried to hide any facts. I haven't tried to hide anything besides, like, you know, maybe a mess I don't want somebody to see, or like no, there's nothing anymore. Like I, you know, smoked or whatever. That was stupid. What else? Anyways, I've always wanted children. I've always had like a stuffed animal when I lived somewhere. I've had a stuffed animal that I would believe is the echo of my child, you know, not just child, but children. Because I want to have, well, what I'm going to show her, I mean, I'm wondering if I should just show people now. Maybe I should. But I mean, it's so romantic what she did, what she does, what she did. It's very cool. But like, she uses these egg things. Well, they're supposed to be eggs in the background of her stream, and just all these different things, like she does it for me. It's very spiritual and like, wow, how did you do that? It must be you, you know. Which one's that? Now. really doubt me. Doubt me still? Wow. I guess I should do it for her. Now. What else though? There was so dang. There's gotta be more to say though. I gotta have it all in this video for tomorrow. Put it all in the video so I have something presentable to the Mormon church. So, wow. So, that's very cool how it's going to be the same on her side. For me, because of what we'll be doing is for work in the future. People will be like, bring me a pre-death funeral or whatever. So, because of that reason, I really need somebody to lend me a hand now. Just, wake up, stop thinking, and, I mean, it helps the entire country because the names are asking for it. And we still need to fix, like, Pierce Street and stuff like that. It's awful. Glad it wasn't me. Why'd they do it like that? Maybe teach somebody something somewhere, I don't know. But, where would it be? Or would that be true? I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure it all out. I mean, there's no reason other people can't do the same thing, You just have to find. And what the hell is that? Bacteria or something? I mean, where the dreams come from? But it's not gonna be something that you can have by yourself. Other people have to agree with it, or person's not gonna be there. Wow. So my friend told me that he didn't remember his dreams. He was also in an open relationship. So it makes sense to me why he said that. Because I needed to know the difference. I want an afterlife. You know? That's kind of scary. It's kind of spooky. So, it's cold. I'm just trying to think of anything else. Is there anything else that needs to be in this video? I should make a quick introductory video showing some wow things. Holly. I don't remember how I met Holly though. In the name Holly, the letter H and O is like making sure someone gets married first. And then 2 L's is that worked. And then there's a Y that's like, what did you do wrong, Holly? Is this a present for you? I don't know. It's coming from our parents, you know. But H-O usually means that. Somebody might think it's the opposite, but they're only going to do that while laughing because they're in denial. They're trying to ignore it. Ho means this. What makes the hooker word the temporary and failure word is the ER at the end. And ouch, I hate saying that. I hate saying I know why Amber ends with ER. Somebody else would be like, it's because she doesn't want you, blah, 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 blah. It's like, uh-oh. What happens when he looks further into it? But there's a B. There's a B there. So it's warning. Are you even going anywhere? Because I dreamt of the sun. I dreamt of her son 3 times. But I'm not like trying to. Why'd that even happen? She was my wife 4 times so far. See, it probably happened more than that though. It probably happened more than that. It's just those times I know that's what it was supposed to be in the dream. So that's like really wow. That's really cool. The A-M in her name is like when the hell can I let everybody know that I want you? The one that I want the most or whatever. When can I announce it? He's Where is he? Might be that. I don't know. Okay. Well, damn. My God, if she helped me more, it would have been so much faster. I seriously wasted a lot of time thinking, oh, it could be, there's no way it's going to be longer than a week. No way. Or something stupid. Like, if I would have known, I would have definitely gotten help. I would have been asking people. I would have been, you know. She kept doing things that would be like, oh, she knows about me. She wants me too. She's letting me know that she knows about me and she wants me. Cool. She must be ready to contact me. It's like, oh no. Okay, so should I stay and get a place here? What should I do? Oh, so stupid. She should have just let me know. She should have just told me what to do. Hey, I like you. Get a place to live. You know? Did it like how I did it. Hey, I want to go out with you. You have to quit eating bird first. Same thing. Hey, you know, you said this, and that just can't be right because, you know, I'm not gonna marry somebody unless they're up there. And that, you know, it gives me something that goes, okay, cool. There's my hill. Thank you. Thank you. You know, I know. I need a goal. I mean, I'm like the most ambitious person. Yeah. I just need to know. I need to know where I'm going. Okay. So I need to make that song. I'm going to do it, but I need to use my phone to tune the guitar and everything. And where the hell am I? Ow. Seriously. Cool. Want to. Okay. I'm going to tune my guitar. Is there anything I want to say? No. So I just need to mention the Parker thing. And you mentioned Hazeltine Street. So the heck. Oh, jeez. So, it's so cold. How come it's colder than Portland? That's weird. Maybe it's not. Okay, anyways, it won't be cold once I go inside. I think I'm done. So now I'm finally makeup. And ow. Damn. I don't want to go through my bags of clothes. I have a much better coat. Alright, well, bye.